If you've got more than 15 years of experience working with youth, then I want you to raise your hand if you're growing increasingly concerned with what you're seeing from youth. Raise your hand. I am, yes. I'm seeing lots of things, and I'm seeing lots of stress. So here's just a little, I'm kind of a statistics nerd and a numbers guy. So this was an American Psychological Association recent survey of 1,000 randomly selected teenagers and asking them to rate how much stress they've had in their life from 1 to 10, 10 being most extreme. So what have we got? We've got kids reporting higher levels of stress, girls reporting, and we have to be careful interpreting the data because this isn't hard science. This is a survey of 1,000 kids who are responding to these questions. But girls reporting a bigger impact of stress in their lives, and for the most part, teens not really demonstrating good coping strategies. 12 to 37% of adolescents currently are engaged in some form of non-suicidal self-mutilation or self-injury, which is, I would say 1% is too much, but here's 4 that I see. Yeah, and an easy one to pick on, but digital devices are so prevalent in these kids' lives. I'm a little bit concerned about that. I get a little bit concerned when I go out in public and into the restaurants and everybody's, and you have the soccer moms are all, sort of chatting and yakking and talking to each other, and thank goodness the children don't bother them because they're all sitting there playing games and they're all, because otherwise they'd be so annoying, wouldn't they? I mean, they'd be like trying to get attention, or goodness sakes, want to be part of the conversation, and that would be like so disruptive, wouldn't it? Thank goodness they're all educational games because that makes such a difference. Parental warfare, because just because mom and dad are divorced doesn't mean they're not still locked in a battle to the death with each other. And of course, who are the primary soldiers and weapons in the battle? Ouch. Ouch. But near the top of every survey, as a pretty reliable predictor of resiliency in adolescence. Anybody care to take a guess?
Family dinner.
Ooh, who said that? How many times does the family sit down? What's that? There, she got it prize. There you go. All right, yay, prizes, yay. Not opposed to competition at all. I love competition. I'm an incredibly competitive guy, okay? But I do think a lot of the stress in these kids' lives is coming from an excessive and disproportionate emphasis on competition. I see kids, middle school kids, who are taking SAT prep classes, for goodness sakes. I've got 11th grade kids who are absolutely coming apart at the seams because they're making a failing grade and a progress report in their AP calculus class, and now they'll never be able to get into MIT. I'll never be able to get into Harvard. I guess your life wouldn't be worth living if you didn't get into MIT. We have negative role models. Pick your favorite one. Pick your favorite one. Miley Cyrus. Anybody named Kardashian? Anybody on Teen Mom? Justin Bieber, who's got a big top 10 signal right now. He's coming back. Alex Rodriguez, right? Lance Armstrong, Kanye West, Chris Brown. Figures that are glamorized, they get all kinds of attention, and these are not good results for kids in the future. We don't have the ability, the power, the control, the influence to do anything about that, except some very unique and powerful antidotes to the toxins, some anti-venom, if you will. Such as, and this is now the official part where we are preaching to the choir, okay? This is the part where we're all going to say, yeah, that's right, David, we know that. But I want you to keep it in your head. I want you to understand and recognize that you're doing more. I don't think you know this. You're doing more than letting kids spend a week or 2 or 4 at your camp. you're unplugging them. When they're at camp, they're unplugged from those screens. And that's just so good for kids to have a week or 2 or 3 to just not be plugged into a screen. I mean, that in and of itself is a powerful detoxifying agent. You cannot overvalue fresh air and exercise in the context of being out in God's handiwork. You can't, they don't get that much these days. They're very sedentary, they're indoors. If they are outdoors, they're competing in a football field or a baseball field or something like that. Opportunities for success and reinvention. You come to camp, it's reboot. It's a new playing field, right? You can reinvent yourself. You're no longer remembered by all your peers as the kid who pooped his pants in kindergarten. Okay? You're not. That's gone. Now, you don't carry that with you anymore. You're not the boy who has to go down the hall to the dyslexia lab when everybody else has their regular reading class. You get opportunities to interact with positive role models. Let's show these kids, because we have counselors who are, somewhere they're adults kind of, but they're sort of closer in age. They're sort of in between, and the kids can relate to them, and they're young, and they're bright, and they're perky, and they're positive, and they're cool, and they're hip, and what a great opportunity for the kids to see that there are other people than Miley Cyrus out there who are cool, and Chris Brown and all those things, and I can have a relationship with them, and I can talk to them, and they... A chance to belong. Kids need to belong somewhere. You need a sense of community. There's many, many kids who wander through their days at school feeling disconnected. But when you come to camp, we're all belong to the same tribe. We're Comanches, or we're Aztecs, or whoever we are. We have our own rituals. We have vocabulary. Apaches, yeah. We learn the same songs. We have the same vocabulary. We work on skits together. They evaluate the bunk room on the basis of how well we all clean it up together. We all have to pull together. We're part of a team. We form bonds and friendships that are sometimes enduring throughout life.
Thank you for having me.